Hey everybody, how's it going? Some of you may have seen the walkthrough that I did of the house that I built to scale in Minecraft. Some of you may not have, so it was terrible quality. So I figured I'd try a little bit harder and see what I could do with it. So this is the 2D floor plan that I drew in the game. It didn't start out like that though. It actually started out like this, a 12 by 20 house. And not a lot of moving around room there. You can see I've got it zoomed in here for you. As you can see here in the kitchen area, you get the sink and the water heater on the same wall as the toilet and the shower. The one thing I didn't like about this house was the only way to get to the backside where the bedroom and stuff was that you had to go through the bathroom. So didn't quite like that too much, but eventually, eventually, you know, eventually, eventually, I redesigned it and it became a 12 by 32, and then one thing led to another and it became a 20 by 20. When it hit this size, I started thinking that I was onto something. So this is the sort of the original house that I ended up with. Then I added a porch to it. I did a little more, detail with it. Added the driveway, and just more yard. Put some trees there and stuff. But eventually, it turned into this, which is what we were looking at there at the beginning. So this was the two-dimensional, like I say, basic floor plan that I built when I first started. We're going to switch over to video now. I actually built it mirror image for some reason. I'm not sure why I did it that way. And so when I actually went through and built the house in 3 dimensions, I had to sort of flip the whole thing. So let me just move around here to the side of the driveway. We'll come at it like you're a vehicle or something. Okay, so we're here at the walkway, so let's just pretend you just parked back there. You walk down the walkway here onto the main porch area. Now this is the sort of workshop area, if you will. You can see I've got a sink there, plenty of storage. I was thinking originally maybe putting a lathe or something in this area, but at any rate, this will be where we do our fish cleaning and things of that nature, stuff of that nature. When you move on down this way towards the end of the porch, this side will be facing south towards a lake or a pond or something of that nature, and this railing will eventually be taken out and be replaced with zip line or water slide or something of that nature, just to have some fun on. And now we'll move on to the inside of the house. Hi. We'll go through the door here. I almost never nail that entrance. But here you see sort of the basic layout of the house. There's the kitchen area back there, seating, television, shelves, plenty of storage. These weird blue, white, yellow, like lightning bolt looking blocks, those are going to be the power outlets. You'll see those everywhere. And this shelving unit here, I think I'm going to redo this. I had originally planned for this to be like shoe storage or something. I think I'm going to move it over to the right-hand side of the door and rework that as cabinetry for the kitchen, because the kitchen doesn't have a lot of room. You can see down there on the ground, I've got sort of a scale laid out. Each block in Minecraft is 4 inches, 4 cubic inches, so kitchen's got 3 foot 4 inches of space in between the cabinetry and the outer wall. Like I say, not a lot of room, but enough room to do what needs to be done in the kitchen, I believe. This corner back here, this is where I'll have my hot water heater, because that corner cabinet's going to be pretty much unusable. So as you can see, there's not a lot of storage room there in the kitchen. It definitely needs to be reworked. We'll go into the bedroom now. You can see the sort of open face closet there. That's a queen size bed with drawers underneath. And then bookshelf down at the end for, books, shoes, whatever. The lights around the top are mostly there just to brighten up the simulation, if you will. But they could actually be LED strips by the time everything is said and done. Haven't quite decided. The second bedroom is sort of a mirror image of the first one, the only difference being that the windows are different, just to sort of, give a little variety. Then we'll move into the restroom. You can see my diamond toilet there, shower, washer dryer combo. Really fixating on the toilet. And then this is my small sink, just small enough to wash your hands in, with a mirror above it to store your toiletries and your medicine and stare deep into your own eyes and wonder what you've become. And we'll go to the living area. Now this love seat here on the right, this will be a pull-out bed, but I'd like to have it on rollers so it can be moved out to the middle of the floor there to give you a little extra room. This is another love seat here. These are all 5 foot wide, 3 foot deep. That's sort of a typical love seat measurement. And I'm just going to knock these pieces of wood off here just because they're annoying me. Alright. So you can see the television there, shelving, plenty of outlets everywhere. Again, the pull-out bed. And now one of my favorite parts about this house, and what might be a little bit of an ambitious project, is this here. I want this to be an elevator shaft. The light spot in the wood above it there would be where it would house all of the hardware, and then of course this shaft would lead down into the basement. I'm not sure why I put this hole so far down, but I did. So, and in the basement we will have the entertainment dungeon. And this is where I'll have my computer, my VR setup eventually, hopefully. You can see the projector and the screen there. You can't really get a good idea of the scale of this room, but the screen is 8 foot wide, 6 foot tall. That's the white portion, the usable portion. The couch there is going to be on rollers so that you can slide it out, watch a movie, slide it back off up against the wall, and do your VR stuff or whatever. The empty spot on the desk here, I would like to eventually get my 3D printer back up and running and put it there. And then here in this corner, you've got storage up above the toilet, and then a shower. This was put in because I was thinking maybe, you come home from work or you come home from hunting or fishing or whatever, and you don't want to track stuff all through the house, so you just come down here, park in this area, go in, take a shower, get cleaned up, and then head up to the house. These little ramps are for oil changes and stuff. So the black lines will be where the tires will lay, and you just kind of roll up on the ramps, and you got a couple of feet beneath them there, or in between them there, so you can crawl under the vehicle and change the oil. I've also got plans to put a retractable sort of roof on in this area. Basically just a sideways garage door, just to make it a little bit safer. Don't want anybody tumbling out of the yard and falling down the ramp. And it probably won't be that steep. It all depends on where the house actually ends up, so we'll just see what happens. That's pretty much all there is to see here, so I will end on Mr. Goggles. Goodbye.